Okay, so my name is Athena, and I am a channel at the Mystic Journey bookstore. And I am here and I'm going live because I want to talk a little bit about micro sharing. I'm going to show a little bit of art too. This is the art in the background, which, if you just think about it, just as a reading, we're talking about peace, we're talking about twin souls, we're talking about a unified group soul, and we're talking about you being a star, the star of your own life, first position, but also to divine star B, which means you have all the points of light activated in your holographic field, and that allows you to create your reality consciously instead of by default. So the concept that wants to be talked about tonight is really micro sharing. And this is an idea that I channeled as a solution to a lot of the light workers and the way showers to actually get on their path, and people that are actually already on their path, that they're getting an extra boost of help and assistance from other light workers. So micro sharing is about calling out to 144,000 of the light workers that are already on the planet doing really amazing, powerful things, groundbreaking things, being able to just be resonators and keeping really high vibrations so that we can help each other stay bright and shiny during these times of contraction and turmoil, with all the different earth changes that are happening, and all the different body changes that are happening, and all the different relationship changes that are happening, and all the economic, financial shifts that are happening on our planet and in our civilization. We're going through an upgrade. And this micro sharing is teaching us how to, just like the cells in our brain that are functioning properly, are connected in a neuronet. The souls, I want to look at this right here. Like, you can look at this, these are all like little droplets of paint. And these little droplets of paint all touch each other. And if you go out further, it creates an image. But if you go in really, really, really close to any of the artwork, the star, maybe this peace symbol, possibly one of these twin flame hearts, if you go closer, you'll just be able to see the paint. But just like all of this paint, I'll keep these pictures here because they're really beautiful. All of this paint is like each individual soul. Like, I'm a little drop of paint, and you're a little drop of paint, and she's a little drop of paint, and he's a little drop of paint, and they're a little drop of paint. And that makes up a canvas that shows a picture of a reality of connection. And so when we're micro sharing, we're actually reaching out to little other aspects of us, and we're like putting a little stream of light and sharing. We're putting a little stream of light and sharing. We're putting a little stream of light and sharing. And then we're actually growing closer. So there's a neural net in our brain. There's an internet on the computer. And then there's this global sharing network that's just like my heart beaming light right out to your heart. And then when I take energy that I've created and I've changed into Federal Reserve notes or money or currency, and then I go out and I share it with somebody's GoFundMe page, or I share it and invest it in somebody's product or service that has a great idea for the planet to ascend higher people, higher projects, higher products, and a higher evolved society. And so that's where in Atlantis, it kind of went wrong. If there was a wrong to happen, it was an experience that we can now have again. We are connecting our technology to help humanity grow. To grow what? To grow our global village, to start seeing everything that affects everything, that affects everything, that affects everything. So, for example, the Patreon sites that are out now, where you can support people for being and doing who they are. Wouldn't it be great to say, oh, I'm a light worker, I'm waking up and I have a Patreon site, and now I can put my gifts into action, and people can actually pay and support that and utilize those gifts. So that's another form of sharing. The Indiegogo campaigns, the GoFundMe campaigns, the just sharing with your brothers and sisters when people say reach out. For example, one of our beautiful light workers ascended on November the 5th, Annalisa, and we did reach out and ask people to help support her daughter Jade for burying her. And that was a GoFundMe. And so people could type in and then donate $10, $15, $20. And if 1,000 people do that, here this child in her 20s has enough funding to bury her mother and also take off work so that she can mourn and heal. And so we're talking about micro sharing. These are different examples of micro sharing. One little person taking $1 out and sharing with another person is creating another, yet another, and yet another connection to this neural net, to this paint that has a rainbow of different energy that gets to shine through the larger aspect of how we function, what our in life looks like when we are connecting with each other's hearts. So we can do this energetically, we can do this financially, we can do this emotionally, we can do this spiritually. And when I'm talking about sharing, it's not just finances, it's resources, it's contacts, it's ideas, it's motivation, it's innovation, it's inspiration, it's encouragement, all the different little things that we can do to share, to accelerate our own process and our own experience here on Earth. Because as you know, if you're functioning totally separately and then something happens to you, you have a very severe reaction to that perspective because it's an ant's consciousness. This reality is happening to me. And it feels overwhelming. The job loss, the financial crunch, the fires, the shootings, the suicides, all like the weather patterns, the flooding, the volcanoes. I mean, oh, mama, there's a lot going on here. However, there is good news to all of this, that when we sit and master ourselves, we breathe deeper, we slow down our heart rate, we tune in and reach up and allow higher levels of awareness and consciousness to trickle through our own consciousness. And the fifth dimension is about tuning into higher heart state awarenesses. Higher heart state awarenesses. For example, there's no me, myself, and I. There's we are us. So yes, you're an individual and you're omnipresent. And if you individually realize that you are omnipresent, then what happens is you lend that helping hand when the other aspects of yourself need. So now imagine 7 billion souls all over the planet, and then the Divine Mother's pouring this grace all over, and all the little cups that are open fill up with grace. And once they're filled and overflowing, if they open their hearts, that grace flows out horizontally to all the other aspects. So now we have grace flowing down and grace flowing across, and these hearts that are starting to connect to each other. Every person that you shared with this year, you have like a little white light string from your heart to their heart. So everyone that you donated to, everyone that you sent an encouraging word to, everyone that you reached out to, everyone that you prayed for, you bless. And so what we're doing is we're upgrading, and we're looking at our wounds in different ways. We're just letting go of the pain body. We're letting go of the emotional distress. We're letting go of all that which does not serve us to do what? To enlighten. Take off your luggage, take off your backpack. When you travel, you're like, it must fit in a small oversized head container. Well, what if you didn't have any baggage at all? But you said, I'm traveling with who I am, human being, and you're just beaming out, I'm just traveling, and you just travel and travel and travel. And as you're traveling, you're transcending dimensions, and you're seeing different timelines, and you're landing and collapsing on different probable realities, your highest probable reality. So it's like the candle light of your life. Inside here's a little beautiful candle. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see the candle? Yes. The candle of your own life. Can you be the candle? Can you be the candle? Can you be the candle of your own life? That's what we're talking about. Being a lit candle. How do we keep our candles lit? I'm going to leave an aspect of me in this little open, non-mind space as the baseline. At the same time, I'm now going to jump a timeline and come back and talk to you and say to you that as we keep our candle lit through our own internal focus and our own internal meditation, thereby allowing our outer candle, this form, to come back out into this dimension and shine that light. Absolutely shine brighter than you've ever shined before. How? Allowance and surrender. Allowance and surrender. Allowance and surrender produces gratitude and appreciation. And the appreciation starts to open like a lotus in 360 degrees in all dimensions. And there's no more blame and there's no more victim. There's just one big, huge aha moment on why this is happening to you, for you, so that you realize with your real eye, your singularity, not your good and bad, but beyond good and bad, the observer watching the reality, carve the soul into a masterpiece of wisdom, shining a bright light, thereby inspiring others to shine their own light as well. And so, singing, praying, dancing, loving, creating, all of these things are what elevates our consciousness. And so if we incarnated on Earth and we haven't remembered why we're here, it's to create that which is like the Creator, that we are made in the image of, the image and likeness of the Creator, to create. And what's fascinating to me is this is full circle, okay? So my main source of income right now is being a channel and an intuitive reader. So I do that privately and at the Mystic Journey bookstore in Abbot Kinney, in Venice, California. However, I was trained in theater. So I was a theater major and in the theater department, and I was doing plays and acting and putting on these characters. And as I started spiritually waking up through many different careers, I went back and I was like, wow, this is what Shakespeare said. Life is a play. Life is a play. Life is a play. We are mere actors on the stage of this life, this reality, and we are playing. Do not get attached to your character. So it's a perfect analogy for the soul to wake up and remember that it's God. Okay? Every acorn becomes an oak tree. Every soul is responsible to become God conscious at some point in their evolution. However, if we go back to using the analogy of the actor, if you are the actor, the writer, the director, the producer, of your own life and the audience member, then you can sit in the audience and watch your play without judgment. Okay, and that's one of the biggest notes to me. All right, that's what I'm working on right now as I'm transcending my own egoic attachments. One of them is to release judgment. Today I meditated many hours and I was like, okay, what can I sacrifice? What can I give up? What else can I look at in my own reality on what is nodding me up that I can just unfold? And one thing was judgment. And judgment creates entities. Judgment is like, I have a thought form that I don't like, and that becomes a sub-personality, and then that becomes chemical hormones that cascade through my feedback loop, and then that becomes part of my persona, and then that becomes like, whatever my character is. The stressed out blah, 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 or the XYZ, it doesn't matter, whatever it is. Whatever we do on a daily basis creates a persona that is a microcosm of a little aspect of something we need to transcend and work on. So whether it's anger, fear, judgment, jealousy, lust, greed, it's all based on separation consciousness. All of that stuff has to continually refine you like a pearl, like a little grain of sand. That the adversity is like the grains of sand refining you, your soul and your consciousness as this pearl of wisdom that you offer the world with your walk as you're going through your own reality. That's what's happening. I'm going to put the star here, okay? This is This is a symbol to remind us that we're stars. We're the star of our own film. We are made up of the particles of stars scientifically. We come from the stars. The star is like, a star is the sun. Okay, a star is the sun. And we are the daughters and the sons of the Most High, of all that is, of Source. So of course, we are starlight, we are sunlight. We incarnate onto this earth to shine that light and become that light. And embrace the light, not only of ourselves, but of all beings, all sentient beings. From the mineral kingdom, to the plant kingdom, to the devas and the fairies, whether you believe it or not. There are dimensions we cannot see, hear, feel, taste, or touch, but they do exist. So I want to just give space to allow things that we don't understand, that we can't measure in our 3D world, permission to exist in that dimension and to know we can tune into it because we have been it all. From the fairies, we go into the animals. And from the animals, we go into the humans. And from the humans, we start really going into our avatar consciousness, our angelic higher point of view. So as we react like a human and react like a human and react like a human and suffer and suffer and suffer and suffer and suffer and finally just give up, our heart breaks wide open, we come upon a great understanding that transcends what it is to be human. And that's more angelic. And those are when we get these higher channels, these messages from Source, from God. Angels are just messengers. They're just delivering messages. Whose messages? Source, oneness, unity consciousness, love, all that is. The God with 1,000 names, the Goddess with 1,000 names, the Divine Mother, Divine Father. Everything, anything, all things that relate to love. We can call it love. So as love knows itself as itself, it's natural to connect, it's natural to share with itself. It's easy to think of the selves as being successful together. So here's micro sharing. I have a show. It's on cable TV and it's also on YouTube. It's called Heaven on Earth. And in the Heaven on Earth show, once a month, I choose a white light worker that I believe is like selfless leader, super powerful in the ways of service to humanity, raising the vibration, high ideas, conscious products. I want to highlight one of them and call them a StarLion, which is, it's like, lion is like the king of the jungle. The lion is the protector. The lion beings are majestic and powerful, but also they're in service to the whole. The white lions are in service to the whole. So these are the star lions. I'm going to pick one a month. I'm going to share it on YouTube and I'm going to share it on the Heaven on Earth show. And if you're on ground support for the Galactic Federation, if you are a light worker, if you are a channel, a wisdom keeper, a healer, a yoga instructor, somebody that actually knows there's more than what is meets the eye. There's more than these problems in this reality where people are competing and pitting each other against each other. Like all that is a distraction from knowing thyself, knowing the self. So as we call out to the 144,000 that actually know who they are, why they're here, and that we're here to connect to each other on greater, more intimate levels, physically, emotionally, financially, socially, economically, all kinds of different ways. We would go to these people's websites and investigate who are they and what's their mission on the planet. And out of everything that they offer, what can we jump in and sponsor or support? So in October, we had a beloved star angel, Fantuzzi, who basically came out of Harlem, Puerto Rico and Harlem in New York in the 60s, and has been singing hymns and music and higher vibrations to unify the tribe for 35 to 40 years. So I picked him. I bought his book. I bought 3 of his CDs, and I'm asking the light workers, if you don't know of Fantuzzi, go to fantuzzimusic.com and check out who he is. Read his book, Love at First Bite. It's his whole life story. He got bit by a snake. He died. He went back and forth with his timeline. He got his life review. He completely just really embraced what his life calling is. And I love to see 144,000 of us just love up on him and share. from $1 to as much as you want. And then in November, this is like almost the last day of November, in November we picked Alana Zabel. She was a yoga instructor. She went to India. She had her spiritual enlightenment, awakening. She came back and she's like, okay, what's my job? What am I here supposed to do? What am I supposed to be doing? And she was like, okay, Barbie is kind of the wrong image for our daughters. You know what I'm saying? It just points to materialism, and it points to being needy and old paradigms with Ken. And so she created the world's first yoga doll. So it's asiamyoga.com, asiamyoga.com, and AZIAM, as I am. Hello, totally download. She wrote 17 books. She's got meditation CDs. She has a studio in Brentwood, and she's really doing a lot of light work. And so for November, I'm asking all the light workers, 144,000 light workers, to check her stuff out, As I Am Yoga, and look at who she is and her life story. She's got a biography, and she's got a 21-day plan on the processes she does to yoke herself with her higher self. And that could be helpful for people that are on the path that aren't fully awake yet. There's a lot of people that have already done so much work, we can just listen to them and get little contact highs and follow our own little yellow breadcrumbs into our holy brick road and our road to awe, which is our own holy grail. So Alana Zabel, As I Am Yoga, is November. And in 2 days, I'm going to start talking about Durian SongBird. Many of you know Durian SongBird. And he makes these little ocarinas. Look at this little ocarina. This is of the first image of the Divine Feminine. And he gifted me this. Oh my goodness, at Annalise's Ascension party on 11/11/11. And basically, this is a little flute. I'll play it for you right now because it's very fairy-like. It's for you fairies and sound healers out there to go out into nature. I play this almost every day. Sometimes I just do it with my clients. Sometimes I'm just doing it for my medicine wheel. But we can do it for rain, weather patterns, hurricanes, earthquakes. There's an earthquake in Alaska. We should be doing it for that. So here's what it sounds like. My little Bliss Ocarina. Anyway, these, I got my daughter one. There's like little teeny tiny ones, and they're like $15. Okay. Now this one he made with black pearls, and this one's a little more expensive. But he's also got really cool ones that light up with LED lights. If you play a different note, it'll start lighting up. So even if you don't know how to play an instrument, you can get one of these Durian SongBird ocarinas. He's all over YouTube. Just put Durian SongBird Ocarina, and you can find him. And you just kind of play it in order, and anything that you're doing sounds great because of the way that they're designed. So this is for anyone with the heart of a musician that doesn't have an instrument they really know how to play. Your soul will remember how to play this. Okay, it's so powerful. And in South America, they have these little whistle pots, and they do little ceremonies with the whistle pots, and they open up different vortexes. They can help with weather patterns. Oh, he also does this thing called the Star Key. I gotta show this to you. Is it in my pocket? Oh, it is. It's in my pocket. Oh my God, I gotta show you this. Look at this. Looks like the tail of a whale. The tail of a whale. I'm a Pisces, so that's cool for me. And there's these little holes in the back. And basically, listen to this. Okay, now if you're sensitive to sound, you might want to turn the sound down. But this can just cut through any negativity. It'll open up a little portal. You can start shifting your own frequency by just allowing this sound to start vibrating. And if you're playing it, it actually vibrates between the bones in your ears, like kind of like a hemisync. I don't know if it'll happen for you on this one, but let's see. If it just happens when I'm playing it. But here we go. feel it? Could you feel like the frequencies? See, we are, imagine us being like strings on a guitar. If we're too tight, we don't play well enough. And if we're too loose, we don't play well enough either. So we just have to be right in tune. We have to have our vertical alignment, which is in and up, doing the internal work, right? You want to do some internal work so that you can have some external experiences. So the external reality is a projection of an internal vibration. And so if you know that your vibration is key, Star Key, hence joyful practices, music playing, poetry writing, movement, dancing, singing, creating, inspiring, sharing, supporting other light workers, investing. One of the things I thought about this week was I kept saying to myself, I am a philanthropist. No matter how much money is in my bank account, I'm a philanthropist. I'm seeing myself as a philanthropist. And when things happen, if I can, I do. Because even if it's $1 or it's $5, I know that in the hologram, with the brain connected to the hearts and the sharing, that I'm sharing with myself, myself, in a unified field of I love you. It's a unified field of I love you. That's what we're doing. We're unifying our field of I love you with micro sharing. So if you're listening right now, it's hard for me to read the comments or the people that are there, but if you're listening right now and you understand what I'm saying about 144,000 light workers that incarnated on the planet, that agreed to meet around 2012 in this part of the universe on Mother Gaia for this great shift, all we have to do is shift ourselves, because the 144,000 have the DNA to allow the fiber optics to open, to have the light come through. And if the 144,000 clear their karma and thank their history and read their own Akashic records, they will be able to, just by being themselves, help liberate other people to do the same. You see what I'm saying? If your house burns down and you're grateful, it's going to help somebody else who loses whatever they lose, whether it's a relationship, an animal, a child, whatever it is. I mean, everything is happening for our own evolution. Everybody makes pre-birth agreements. The children that leave early, the people that decide to go in the suffering way to say, hey, we don't need guns anymore. Let's give everybody guitars. So did you guys hear about Sarasota, Florida? They put 7 pianos all over the city. And this homeless guy starts playing the piano as he's walking around, and 2 kids film him, and somebody creates an Indiegogo campaign. And before you know it, this guy who's been on the street 7 years, whose wife died, and he did drugs. They took away his son. Down. He went into the spiral of depression, could not unlock himself. It took 2 little angels to micro share what? Their time, their energy, and their computer savvy abilities to help this guy go to drug rehab, change his entire life. He got a record deal, and he met somebody and he fell in love. Okay? So when you are open, like he could have just been like some angry homeless person that doesn't want to touch a piano and just says, I give up on everything, and the last thing I want to do is play music for people that walk by me every day and don't even feed me. But he didn't. He sat down and he just started playing. And playing is praying, and praying is accelerating your vibration and your frequency, right? We're accelerating our vibration and our frequency by being the star of our own life, not in an egotistic way, but in a selfless service way. Like if you can take care of your cells and yourself, you're happy. It's easy to give. So detoxing, eating more green food, eating lighter, fruits and vegetables, drinking more water, exercising regularly, thanking people, praying for our enemies, praying for the people that seemingly hurt us in our stories, and seeing them really, if you unzip that little character, it falls to the side and a huge white angel shows up and says, yes, I serve you this moment with grace and blessings. And you say, thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. And the grace reigns, and the grace reigns, and the grace reigns. And now you're just taking a shower of gold and silver white light raining through your bodies, cleaning everything out. All hurts, all wounds, all negativities, all blockages, all dis-ease. We just let it go. And this present moment's new. This present moment's new. Cells reboot. Indwelling God heal. I command you to heal as a right of God to heal. Indwelling God heal. I command you to heal as a right of God to heal. Indwelling God heal. I command you to heal as a right of God to heal. Inside of you, in your Oreo cookie, in the center is the divine, is God right there in the center of you. That's where the power is. The power is letting go of everything that's not God and that's not love and embracing that which is. You have the ability to shapeshift. You have the ability to heal yourself. You have the ability to share. You have the ability to become a multimillionaire. You have the ability to change this planet. You have the ability to do whatever is in your imagination as the mage of your own tarot deck in your major arcana of you, of your life plan. You're here, star. You're a star. You're a star. You're a star. You're a star. And so be that bright star. Be that bright star. That which you came to do. Do that. Do that. That which you came to do that. Because if you don't do it, who's going to do it? No one's going to come here and play you, not even your twin. Your twin has a separate life contract. It is his own pre-birth plan because every soul is an individual, unique soul print of divinity expressed through your infinity with your different color of paint. There's no two souls alike. They're all unique in their own way, yet they are equally God in likeness and creation. And their abilities and their talents are far beyond anybody's expectations. It's God expanding God, expanding God, expanding God, expanding God, expanding good, expanding you, expanding me, expanding thee, expanding we, expanding us, as in this acceleration, vibration, resonating chamber. Resonating love. Resonating love. The solution to depression is expression. The solution to depression is expression, which is creation. So if you're depressed, paint it out. Play it out. Sweat it out. Get it out. Push it out. Move it, move it, move it, move it, move it, move it, move. You got to move it. You see, if you move it, it doesn't get stuck. It doesn't turn into something that it doesn't need to turn into. Be completely transparent, translucent. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Like Frozen. You know, Frozen was having some contractions. She didn't know how to use her power, so she let her anger or her fear take over. How many of us have let our anger and our fear take over, and then we're afraid of our power, so we withhold the power, and then it turns in on itself. That's just like Mickey Mouse in Fantasia. He doesn't know how to use his magic wand. You have a magic wand, and it's your words, and it's your thoughts, and it's your heart song vibrating out. It's your heart song vibrating out. It's your heart song. Those are your magic, those are your magic energies. And you have talents and you have gifts. And those talents and gifts, when expressed, increase your photonic light exponentially. And that's what we're talking about. That's why it's important. If you don't know what to do, if you don't know what to do next in your career or the next step that you have, do nothing and wait, and then allow the things to start informing you. Are you ready to leave? We're going. Okay, I have to end this because we're actually closed 31 minutes ago. But here's what I want to say at the end of all of this, wrapping this up. When you do your talents and you do your gifts, you're shining brighter than you've ever shined before. So you have access to higher information so that you can solve problems easier. The problem comes in, the solution is there because you're in this expanded state of joy and gratitude for who you are. And in that place, there's no time. You're not hungry. You don't need a significant other. You're there, you're present. You're present with this expanded moment in infinity that just keeps accelerating your love. And that is helping everything. So, micro sharing, find somebody to inspire today, find somebody to share with, stay tuned. If you want to look up Heaven on Earth, that would be great. I have a YouTube channel, it's called Raising Reverence, or Ask Athena Intuitive Readings, or you can go to AskAthenaIntuitiveReadings.com if you'd like to book your own soul reading. But the most important thing is just do something creative as soon as you can, even as soon as tonight, as soon as I'm ending this channel. Write a poem, write a sonnet. I mean, do a monologue. Get your dusty dreams out that you had 30 years ago and start going, what did I come here for? What am I supposed to be doing? I'm going to do that. I don't know how to play the piccolo. I guess I'll learn. You're on YouTube. You can learn anything, anywhere, now. You have the ability right now to master anything that you've ever desired. And we have a way to connect you to your audience and your abundance because of Steve Jobs. Thank you, Steve Jobs, wherever you are in whatever dimension. Thank you for bringing us all together on this inner internet. The internet is actually just like a regular telepathic wiring. We can all talk to each other now. But what more can we do? We can micro share. We can change the economy. We can change the planet. We can change the weather. We can have group meditations. We can change people's consciousness. Let's change all the prison systems. Let's change all of them and turn them into retreat centers and put every light worker to work and transform these souls instead of punishing them. For what? For misunderstanding their life contract? Okay, I have to go now. So blessings and love to you. And if you want to connect with me, once again, it's AskAthenaIntuitiveReadings.com, or you can just go to YouTube and watch some Raising Reverence shows. There's about 300, 400 shows on there, all about fasting, detoxing, cleansing, and waking up. Blessings and light.